Hey, it is the Dibs of Streamerology coming at you. We're going to be talking about Ubisoft Forward today and the super strange news that they released just before that. And the too long didn't read section of the Ubisoft Forward. If you want to, you can watch me live on Twitch Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Saturday at 12 p.m. You can catch me live, pick my brain, game and chat, whatever you'd like to do. The 4 games that they talked about were Assassins Creed Valhalla, Hyperscape, of course, their newest battle royale experiment. They also talked about Watchdog Legions, and they showed a trailer or a clip for Watchdog Legions and Far Cry 6 after releasing some super weird news that I'll get to here shortly. Now, the fun thing is they did show a little bit of gameplay with TrackMania, which is a bit of an odd way to start your press release for the future. But the TrackMania has been around since 2016. I didn't know it existed until I saw it, but it looks fun. It looks interactive. It looks like your community, if you're a streamer, it looks like your community can build tracks and you can play that together. So I'm going to be checking that out. I'm a little bit interested in that now. I am super disappointed, though. They did not show anything or talk about their future pirate game. I think it's Skull and Bones. I love Sea of Thieves, and many other companies have tried to create a pirate game, but it hasn't been successful or as sweet as Sea of Thieves. So I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't release any information on their pirate game that's coming out in 2021. Ubisoft, can we get something, anything? It has me a bit worried that you haven't released like anything during your forward. You're moving forward into the future and you didn't show me anything about your pirate game. It makes me worried. Now the main thing is they did show Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. It looked fun. It looked fantastic. Basically, if you ever watched on Netflix or Hulu any of those Viking shows, like if you ever watch any of those shows like The Last Kingdom, it looked like that. It reminded me of like a super long episode of The Last Kingdom, and I can't wait to jump into that game. It showed Viking warriors. You're a leader of a group of Viking warriors. You go to the Saxons. You go to the Saxon lands. It's Danes versus Saxon. It looks awesome. I can't wait to jump into that game. Like seriously, go watch the new trailer they did for the press release. Maybe we can get some like a quick snippet in here. But it was super awesome. You pillage villages, you build up resources to build your village so you can get more weapons, so you can get better gear and etc. to be a better Viking warrior. And they had some really they did some teasers of the new weapons and they look really fun. They vamped the combat system. They basically redid a few things in the game, and I think it's going to be refreshing for the Assassin's Creed franchise. Moving on, Watchdog Legions, they didn't show any gameplay footage, but they did show a super cool trailer. And it was basically explaining your character, it was explaining the state of the world, it was explaining the UK, and it was a fun trailer. It was a fun little trailer explaining the world and what's happening. Legions, I would suggest watching it as well. They also did talk about Hyperscape. You know, they're releasing a beta. It's an open beta right now. If you want to, you can download the Uplay for PC, and you can access the open beta of Hyperscape. I believe it is on PS4 and Xbox as well, if you want to check it out. It is their battle royal experiment. I don't know how successful that will be. I feel battle royals are starting to wane some. I do believe that the main battle royals are going to have a cult fan base. I'm not saying battle royals are going anywhere. They're going to be staying here for a while, but I feel like there's oversaturation within that genre, and I don't know if Hyperscape is going to just be another battle royale oversaturating it, or if it's going to make it. And the main reason I say that is I think EA was smart with how they did their advertising. They used streamers. It did very well. Plus, they probably saved a ton of money on advertising, to be honest, going through streamers and paying each one, you know, whatever amount they had to drop for that streamer. I'm assuming they probably paid a good chunk of money for Dr. Disrespect, but regardless, it's probably cheaper than advertisements. You know, and we see Apex Legends, it came out strong, and they're working hard to keep it updated, to keep it entertaining, to keep it fresh. So we'll see what happens with Hyperscape. It is a bit of a different game, so it kind of has a niche, because it's different from all the other battle royals that currently exist, like Warzone, Apex, and Fortnite. It has different mechanics, but we'll see if that is enough to make Hyperscape interesting for the battle royale crowd. I also wanted to mention they did do Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6 itself is looking good. I did enjoy Far Cry Primal, and I liked Far Cry 4. The trailer looked pretty cool. I was compelled by it. It was a very intense trailer. You should check it out because it was pretty cool the way that they did it and the way they thought it out. I thought it was really an intense moment. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I couldn't stop watching that thing. Now to the bizarre news that they released right before their future press conference. You can see here, this is from Intrado Global News. Paris, July 12th, 2020. Today, Ubisoft announced several significant personnel changes that are part of the comprehensive work the company is doing to improve and strengthen its workplace culture. We can go here by The Verge. They're talking about how their top 3 executives are being cut loose due to controversy over treatment or misconduct, inappropriate behavior, etc. Jason Schreier, they put a tweet on here from Jason Schreier, of course. This is huge deal for Ubisoft. Sergei Haskoit, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, was the man in charge of all their games. Now, I can see this as a positive or a negative. And the reason I say that, I don't think The Division 2 was doing as well as Ubisoft wanted. Same for the Wildlands or some of their other Tom Clancy titles. I think some of those are starting to get a bit weaker. I was pretty upset with The Division 2 and the looting system. I was upset. I stopped playing it. I stopped playing Division 2 because it wasn't rewarding to me. It didn't feel rewarding anymore. So maybe it's a positive thing to get some fresh blood in here and see what they do. See what they do with the landscape of Ubisoft. See what they do with updating games like Division 2, etc. Maybe they'll listen to the fan base of these games. Maybe they'll listen to the players. We're going to have to wait and see how their ideas correspond to the games, what happens, how that gets implemented. And if it's a benefit to Ubisoft, it might actually be a blessing in disguise that they're cutting these people loose, because it might help Ubisoft's future. Of course, you also see that their stocks took a plummet. I'm sure people found out on the 10th, because after the 10th, they just dove. You can't see this as affecting Ubisoft financially, which is going to be painful. I don't know how that's going to relate to the future. I think for Ubisoft's future, they're going to mainly rely on Assassins Creed Valhalla. They're going to rely on Watch Dogs Legion, and they're going to rely on Farcry 6. And Hyperscape is a mystery. It's just a ball in the air. Like, no one knows what it's going to do. No one knows what's going to happen with Hyperscape. I'm hoping it's successful for them. I do like Ubisoft. I do like their games. I enjoyed The Division 1. And I'm hoping that the future is bright for them. I want to see their pirate game succeed. I love Sea of Thieves. I would like to see another game similar to Sea of Thieves, but different from another perspective. I want to see a game about pirates from another perspective that's successful and not just a copy pasta, like some of the previous game studios have done with their pirate games. I'm not going to mention anything specific there. If you know, you know. I'm hoping that they bring in someone really good for a creative, that has a creative mind, someone who is fresh perspective, can implement and make things really cool. Someone who will play around with Ubisoft's current games and future games. So hopefully we get someone, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see who they bring in to replace Sergey. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found that entertaining. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamerology. At 100 subscribers, we're doing a $50 giveaway. So make sure you subscribe. If you want to, you can watch me live on Twitch Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Saturday at 12 p.m. You can catch me live, pick my brain, game and chat, whatever you'd like to do. The Bad Merc, our other half of Streamerology, streams on Monday and Tuesday at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Go check them out live on Twitch. We're here to help you out or just hang out, chat, and play games. I thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy streaming.